What is going on, guys? It is Xerxes coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over which GOAT player you should choose and also which free elite player you guys should choose for pre-ordering Madden 19. Now, a couple things you guys need to have in mind as I go over this list. Last year, the player that you got for the free elite player from your favorite NFL team or whatever is an 80 overall. So, we're going to assume it's an 80 overall this year, and also a big shout out to Frank the Tank for making me these custom cards for the GOAT players. A link to his Twitter will be in the description. These are not the official card art, but last year the GOATs were 85s, and then of course like a week or two after the game actually came out, they released sets in the game where we could take these 85 overalls and I think get them up to like 89, and then they actually dropped more sets even later to bring them up to a 91. So we can assume they're probably going to do the same exact thing for Madden 19. So keep that in mind. These GOAT players, you guys can upgrade probably, I should say. Well, I'm going to say probably because it's most likely going to happen throughout the year. But even if it doesn't, still, I think my choices would still be the same. But basically what I'm going to be doing is going over every single GOAT player and choosing the best possible combination if you guys are going to choose that GOAT. Now also keep in mind, we do get ourselves a free Madden 19 cover athlete if you pre-order the game, which there's already been leaks out. It's actually Antonio Brown, who is the cover athlete for the standard edition of Madden 19. It hasn't been revealed yet, which is pretty crazy, but we do know for a fact that it is Antonio Brown, so you'll be getting yourself a free elite Antonio Brown. Now, we don't know the overall. I'm going to guess 80 overall, so keep that in mind when you're looking through this list, that if you pre-order the game and you pre-order the Hall of Fame edition, that means you're going to be able to get yourself a GOAT player, a free elite, also 5 GOAT team fantasy packs, and an 80 overall AB. So with that being said, let's get right to the first player. Alright, so first up, we have Terrell Davis. Now, TD, of course, a pretty solid running back. I personally have played the game of Madden 19 in the beta. I have to say, trucking backs, pretty dang good. Zeke isn't usually a trucking type back, but he played extremely good for me. Todd Gurley, absolute beast. David Johnson, absolute beast. So we're going to just assume that these elite players that I'm going to be choosing for you guys are going to be 80 overalls. Now, here's one thing I would say. If you're going to go with an 80 overall player, do not choose a QB. The reason I say not to choose a QB is because you guys will probably get a better player extremely soon, a better quarterback extremely fast than an 80 overall, especially since that's such like a key part of your team. You guys are probably going to be looking to upgrade that player as soon as you can. So I would say stay completely away from QBs. Also keep in mind that we do also get an Antonio Brown. So if AB is an 80 overall and you have 80 overall Antonio Brown and you choose Terrell Davis on your team, there's a couple different ways that you guys could go about this. Now, TD, kind of a trucking back. Antonio Brown, a great route runner. Now, do you guys want to go with someone to pair with AB, like maybe a taller receiver? Do you want to go with AJ Green? Would you guys rather go with Julio Jones, somebody like that? Once again, I would stay away from QBs, or if you guys are more, you need help in the defensive side, or maybe you want another extremely good offensive weapon. This is basically, do you guys want to go full-on offense, or do you want some defensive help with your free elite player? Now, of course, in my opinion, if I'm going to go with Terrell Davis and Antonio Brown, I'm probably going to go with someone else to help me out on offense. And the best possible choice that I can see for you guys, if you're going to go with those two, would be Rob Gronkowski, because he is a ginormous target. You have Antonio Brown, who's a great route runner. You also have Terrell Davis, which overall just a great back. And then you give yourself a ginormous target in the red zone like Gronk, and you're set. Not only the fact that he can also run block, and of course, in my opinion, that would be the best possible offensive choice, would be Gronk. So you already have a receiver and you already have a running back. I would stay away from QBs. I probably want to go with another receiver. You could go with like Julio, Mike Evans, get yourself another like a tall target like that. Personally though, I'd go with tight end just to kind of make it more balanced. Now, if you, of course, you could go defense, and there are quite a few different options for defense. You have Leonard Williams, CJ Mosley, Myles Garrett, Joey Bosa, Von Miller, Sean Lee, Josh Norman, Landon Collins, Harrison Smith. It's basically up to you if you want to go defensive for that type of thing, but really in my opinion, if you're just trying to stack out your offense, I would probably either go with Gronk or Julio Jones. Now next up, we have Terrell Owens, which I have to say, personally, I believe that I am actually going to go with T.O. Now with that being said, that means I'm going to have the 80 overall Antonio Brown on my team and 85 Terrell Owens to start Madden 19. So here's what I'm thinking I personally am going to do with my free elite player. Now like I said, you already have two pretty dang good wide receivers. If you're going to choose that, stay completely away from wide receivers. You could go with a running back with this option at 80 overall. Personally, I'm not going to because I feel like I'm going to get a better running back than that day one, like 80 overall running back. But of course, if you're going to go with any positions for this, I would say go with a depth position. So with that being said, what I personally think that I'm going to do is most likely I'm probably going to go with Landon Collins. Now this is more of a scheme fit for me because I run dime a lot, which means that my backup strong safety actually plays in the box. So when Landon Collins is bumped down to my backup strong safety, he'll actually be playing in the box for me still. But if you're going to go with Terrell Owens and also have Antonio Brown, you could once again stack up your offense and go with someone again like Rob Gronkowski. Again, stay away from QBs in my personal opinion. You could go with a goal line trucking back in Fournette to give yourself two pretty decent receiving options in AB and TO, and then have that goal line back. I mean, that definitely sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Or you can just give yourself some defensive help and go with Vaughn, Joey Bosa, Josh Norman, Landon Collins, Harrison Smith. There's a ton of different great options to choose from. Personally, I don't think there's really any, like amazing user cards to choose from. Obviously, the only middle linebacker on this list, well, actually, there's two middle linebackers. That would be Luke Kuechly and also CJ Mosley. Of course, they're not really the fastest in 80 overalls. Definitely not going to be extremely fast. So I'd personally stay away from those two unless you don't use your middle linebacker. But if you're going to go with Terrell Owens and also have Antonio Brown, personally, I'm going to go with Landon Collins, give myself some safety help. You want to load up your offense, choose a goal line back like Fournette, Todd Gurley, go right for it. Next up, we have Brian Urlacher. Now, if you guys do choose Brian Urlacher as your starter, you probably don't use your middle linebacker. He's not going to be the fastest, but I'm sure that he will have pretty good ability to stop the run. Now, with that being said, do you want to load up your defense? I'd imagine if you go with Brian Urlacher, you're probably in more need of a defensive type of help. So, do you run a 3-4 or do you run a 4-3? That is the essential question. If you run a 3-4, maybe you want to go with Von Miller, have him coming off the edge, Joey Bosa even, or maybe you just need some more defensive help. You want to go Josh Norman, Landon Collins, Harrison Smith, or you want to get a receiver to help out your offense because you don't really have the most options now with only Antonio Brown on the offensive side. So you could possibly go with AJ Green, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, somebody like that to help with your offense. It really just depends on how well you want your defense. Do you like to have stacked linebackers? Do you run a 4-3? Sean Lee, 3-4, Von Miller, Joey Bosa. Both pretty efficient pass rushers. Of course, 4-3 needs some coverage linebackers, so Sean Lee would fit in perfectly right next to Brian Urlacher. Next up, we have Dan the Man Marino. Now, in my opinion, he's probably the worst one to pick, personally, just because I feel like, again, you don't want to get stuck with one quarterback for a while. I feel like that's, first off, it's just not fun. Second, there's going to be better QBs to come out pretty dang quick, and also just right off the bat, there's probably going to be some better QBs than Dan Marino, Ultimate Team, that I'm sure you guys want to go ahead and pick up. If you're a Dolphins fan, I can kind of understand why you would pick him. Also, if they do upgrade him to like 89, he'd be pretty efficient. Now, if you already have Antonio Brown and you guys pick Dan Marino, this is probably an option where I would go with a wide receiver, just to give yourself more weapons to use with Dan Marino. So I'd probably go with Mike Evans or Julio Jones once again to kind of go along with Antonio Brown. Of course, once again, AB, more of a route running type guy. You could definitely go with a deep threat in Mike Evans or Julio Jones to help out Dan Marino and really unleash that arm, or take a running back and you have 3 skill positions on offense, which if you want to go with a receiving type back or just a do-it-all back, David Johnson, Todd Gurley, those two, my personal favorites if you guys are going to choose a running back. And finally, we have Rod Woodson. Now, remember, You guys have a cornerback in Rod Woodson, 85 overall, and Antonio Brown. Now, this is one of those that you can basically choose wherever else you want for this one. You want to go with the QB, you want to go with the running back, you want to get some more secondary help, or just defensive help in general. If you're going to go with Rod Woodson, then you guys are probably looking to stop the run because he's going to have pretty good block shed, which is kind of what I'm choosing between is Terrell Owens and Rod Woodson because I don't know if I want a receiver to pair with AB or if I want to go with Rod to help stop the run and also just be a great coverage corner. Now, if you're going to stop the run, Landon Collins, of course, can definitely play down in the box. Josh Norman, not really known for his block shedding and run stopping ability, but he definitely can do that. But really, that one is one where you can basically go with anybody. But that is my opinions on which free elite player and also GOAT player you guys should choose to pair together, basically. And if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below which GOAT player you guys choosing and also which free elite player are you guys going to choose. Very curious to see exactly what you guys think is like the best option. Personally, I think I'm probably going to go with Terrell Owens. And then in terms of the offense, probably Landon Collins, or defense, I mean. But if you enjoyed the video, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you guys turn the notification bell on and set it to all uploads because it's actually kind of glitched. If you guys haven't checked your notification bell, sometimes it'll say like occasional uploads or whatever, which is just stupid. But if you enjoyed the video, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. I will see you guys next time.